You've heard the rumors. The social credit system is coming. And I gotta say, you can point the finger at China all day and night and talk about how nightmarish and terrifying this is. But we are entering this system in the West, aided by big tech companies who push insane rules and ideology. We are headed for this future. Several conservatives have been banned from Chase. Certain personalities are banned from social media for doing the same things the left does. It is all about social credit systems. You will be removed from certain industries, from certain functions, because you did a bad thing, you said a naughty word. First, let's take a look at what's going on with China so I can get a good glimpse of where our future is likely headed. Now, I will point out, I have the story from Breitbart. Financial blacklisting, Chase Bank withdraws service from independents and conservative figures. We also have this from Bounding into Comics. Chase Bank shuts down Lady Alchemy creator and Trump supporter Martina Markota's bank account. It's happening. You will be stripped from the system for saying naughty words. Now we can look to the future. China, who's already ahead of the curve. China bans 23 million from buying travel tickets as part of social credit system. People accused of social offenses blocked from booking flights and train journeys. Oh, this is going to be a fun, nightmarish dystopia if I ever saw one. China has blocked millions of discredited travelers from buying plane or train tickets as part of the country's controversial social credit system aimed at improving the behavior of its citizens. According to the National Public Credit Information Center, Chinese courts banned would-be travelers from buying flights 17.5 million times by the end of 2018. Citizens placed on blacklists for social credit offenses were prevented from buying train tickets 5.5 million times. The report released last week said once discredited, limited everywhere. Here's your future. You're going to have a shaved head. You're going to be wearing a gray jumpsuit with no pockets. Actually, everyone's going to have shaved everything. And you're going to be wearing a full-on blue jumpsuit that covers every part of your skin. And you're going to have a giant box around your body. And everyone's going to have to wear some kind of extension stilts that bring us up to about 7 feet tall so that no one can tell who's taller, who's shorter, what color you are. No one's allowed to speak. You can only write things down. I know you can only type them out. Like, I'm making a joke, but the point is, no matter what you do, there are always things that will show a difference in equality, behavior, and everything will be offensive at some point. Everyone will be accused of some kind of privilege. Everyone will be restricted in some way until everyone is identical, and that's just not possible. So this is the future we are headed towards. The social credit system aims to incentivize trustworthy behavior through penalties as well as rewards. According to a government document about the system dating from 2014, the aim is to allow the trustworthy to roam everywhere under heaven, while making it hard for the discredited to take a single step. Social credit offenses range from not paying individual taxes or fines to spreading false information and taking drugs. More minor violations include using expired tickets, smoking on a train, or not walking a dog on a leash. Local governments and agencies have been piloting aspects of the system, which will eventually give every Chinese citizen a personalized score. Critics said authorities in China were using technology and big data to create an Orwellian state of mass surveillance and control. Authorities have previously used blacklists to limit the travel of some citizens, but the social credit systems appear to have expanded the practice. China's Supreme Court said in 2017 that 6.15 million citizens had been barred from taking flights because of social credit offenses. Last year, China's National Development and Reform Commission said it would begin banning people on public transport for up to a year. The recent report also said 120 people were prevented from leaving China because of unpaid taxes. You ever see Black Mirror? They have that episode where the woman has her phone and it shows her credit rating, her personal score. And whenever she has a bad interaction, someone gives her less stars or whatever, votes her up or down. And the lower her score gets, the more frantic she becomes, the less access she has, which is a downward spiral. This is another way to create a class-based system. Because once in a rut, it'll be hard to get out. How do you improve your system? I'll put it this way. Power attracts power. It's an old, it's one of the laws of power, I guess. That's why they always tell you, if you're busking, which means like playing music in the street, put money in your hat so people see you have money and they'll give you more money. It also tells people that you're asking for money. People who have very little money will make less because money attracts money, power attracts power. If your social credit rating is high, you have free reign of everything. People will treat you really, really well, just like in Black Mirror. But as your score diminishes, people will treat you worse. Albeit probably not too worse because I don't want their score to go down either. They say, according to the report, other penalties for individuals include being barred from buying insurance, real estate, or investment products. Companies on the blacklist are banned from bidding on projects or issuing corporate bonds. The report said authorities collected more than 14 million data points of untrustworthy conduct last year, including scams, unpaid loans, false advertising, and occupying reserved seats on a train. Seriously? You sit in the wrong seat. What do we do in the US? We say, hey, get up. You're done. There you go. That's it. What do they do in China? They put your name down, they take points away, and then you can't leave the country anymore. A video of a train passenger who refused to give up a seat to another passenger had reserved went viral last year, sparking debate over whether the current system of banning such travelers was harsh enough. They want to make it worse. Officials believe the system is working. The report said 3.5 million people or companies paid taxes or debts they owed because of the social credit system. And then I guess Guardian just wants me to give him money. Okay, well, I'm not going to do that, Guardian, because I think you're bad. But then we'll start with this bounding in a comic story. So you want to talk about social credit systems? Let's talk about the fact that it's here. It's just hidden. So we know that Facebook has shadow profiles on you. They know what you do and say. But now PayPal, Patreon, and worse still, Chase, and even worse, MasterCard are banning people for social offenses. And what's scary about this, we don't know why Martina Mercado was banned. We don't. They didn't say. Joe Biggs was banned. The Proud Boys guy was banned. We don't know why. They won't say. I can make an assumption based on a pattern of behavior, but when you're banned from banking institutions, what can you do? Especially when most transactions are digital today. The overwhelming majority, actually. So let's see this. Lady Alchemy creator, Rebel Media personality, and performance artist Martina Mercado had her bank account shut down by Chase. In an interview with Big League Politics, Mercado showed them a letter where Chase Bank stated, "After a recent review of your account, we have decided to end our relationship with you." Here's the letter. Mercado told Big League Politics that the account shut down by Chase Bank was associated with her Indiegogo campaign for the Lady Alchemy graphic novel, which raised over $34,000. Martina revealed she called Chase Bank to determine why her account was being closed. They refused to tell me why, she added. They said they have the right to end our relationship and not tell me why. Mercado told Big League Politics she believes the account was shut down over her politics and the fact that she is a Donald Trump supporter. Mercado provided us with a statement concerning her Indiegogo, noting that the crowdfunding platform is allowing her to change banks. I received a letter saying that the bank is going to end its relationship with me, and I didn't know why. I called them, and they said they can't tell me why they're shutting it down. They refused to tell me, and when I complained about it, they said they have the right to close my account without telling me why. When I saw other right-wingers, conservatives getting their Chase accounts closed, I was then convinced that it was political. I was concerned over my Indiegogo campaign. Luckily, Indiegogo will allow me to change banks, but in the meantime, I have to transfer lots of funds and sort out all the new information. You can still contribute to my Indiegogo, she says. In an interview with my colleague John Trent, Mercado detailed how she was harassed and blacklisted due to her politics. She said, just like Comicsgate's artists, my cohorts found out that I did not adhere to their ideology. The burlesque and nightlife scene are extreme SJWs and feminists, and they did everything to destroy my life and career. I was harassed and blacklisted just like Mindy Wheeler. They ganged up on me as a group to harass the theater I worked in until they told me not to come back into work. They harassed my agent and demanded she drop me or they would refuse to work on gigs with her. They made her life generally hell for letting me work at all until she just couldn't take anymore and dropped me. They created campaigns and social media movements and propaganda against me. Soon my reputation was worldwide in the industry and I was completely blacklisted. They would contact anyone they knew I was associated to anywhere in the country and inform them to remove me and unfriend me. They contacted all my interactions on social media to inform them I was a bigot. Well, there you go. I don't want to keep reading through this. I do have the Breitbart story. I'm not a huge fan of Breitbart because I think they skew just like a lot of left-wing outlets do, but it's fine. This story just goes into detail about many others. They updated a word. The future of the social credit system. Well, it's here. It is. And we're starting to see it. The fact that Twitter is biased, hands down. The fact that Facebook is biased, hands down. You will be restricted until you fall in line with the machine. And that's rather terrifying. I certainly respect individual liberties and rights and try to be respectful to people based on certain, immutable characteristics or beliefs or whatever. But this is getting nightmarish. That they're actually shutting down bank accounts, China's paving the way. And if you're not paying attention to what China is doing, you will be blindsided by this. Period. Free thought is going out the window. Everyone's going to be walking around with fake smiles, terrified, with a gun to their back, a figurative gun to their back. I should make sure I tell you, that's a metaphor. The point I'm making is, right now, we can already see aspects of this. I don't think that big businesses are banning people because they hate them. I think Chase is banning people because they're terrified. They're getting contacted by huge lobbying groups, and they're being threatened with losing, industry. And they're saying this person's a bigot. If you don't remove them, we'll leave. And say, okay, fine. That's what Patreon is doing. Patreon, I'll say this in private conversations. The illusion was that if they ban one person, they can protect everyone. But if they don't, they could lose access to everything, and everyone suffers. It is a Mexican standoff, plain and simple. Stick around. I got one more video coming up in a few minutes.